It's 1 o'clock. Thank you for attending this press conference. The purpose is to set the record straight regarding the lies, innuendos, and distortion of the truth about me as a school board member of Trinidad School District Board of Education, levied in the ad in Trinidad Times Independent by the nameless concerned parents and community. It is indeed sad that people will stoop to a personal low to make false allegations calculated and designed to discredit individuals for achievement or political agenda. Let's get right to it. Some of the community has believed these lies, and those lies have made their way into a petition. People are now arguing against progress in our school district, and I won't stand for it. My family has been violated by cruel and vicious lies, and I will no longer keep quiet about the truth. I am sure there are many well-meaning people who were duped into signing the petition, but did not know the facts as I did. Probably rather than not, there are names on the petition that do not feel that I should be recalled. When I ran for the board 3 years ago, I said that I would keep the best interests of children behind my decisions. I am the only member on the board that can claim educational experience, having taught 22 years in a bricks and mortar school and another 9 years online. I have been there and done that. My passion is children, because they are the one group that cannot advocate for themselves. I would never want or be part of anything that would harm or hurt a child. Children are our future. That is why I support all the efforts and changes made that were necessary to help our students achieve and grow to their highest potential. Fact. Last year we had over 600 out of 1,300 students who were deficit, according to state assessment CSAP, in reading, writing, or math, or multiple tests. That is over half of our student population that were below state average. We have been on the Colorado Department of Education's watch list for far too many years, and in spite of all the growth we showed this year, we are still dealing with one of our schools being put on a priority improvement plan entering year 2. I have a letter here dated September 27th from Deputy Commissioner of Education Keith Owens, outlining us about the priority. Highlighted in that letter is, you should also be aware that there are additional consequences should your school remain accredited with turnaround plan or accredited with priority improvement plan in subsequent years. SB 09-163 and State Board of Education rules prohibit schools from remaining in either of these categories for more than 5 consecutive years. At the end of 5 consecutive years, the state board may direct the local school board to take specified actions on your school, including, but not limited to, restructuring, remanagement, innovation status, or closure. The full list of potential actions is included in the attached copy of the rules in section 10.12 of 1 CCR 301-1. I don't see how any one district or community could be happy about having a school in our district closed. I know I don't. Fact. This past year we made tremendous improvement with student achievement, but we are still not where we need or want to be. One thing we did find out was that the vast majority of our students are very capable of learning. We are moving in the right direction, and for our children's sakes, we cannot go back. Do we not owe this to them? Is there anyone out there who does not want to see our children educated? Fact. Last spring, when we adopted a balanced budget with significant cuts and the indicator warnings from the state auditor, we were reminded that we were on a very lean budget and that we could not afford to dip into our reserves this year for any amount, or we would get hit again with more indicators. Fact. Right now, CPAC is costing the district money, now as I speak, just for the county clerk and recorder's office to validate signatures on the petition. This does not include the cost of an election. That means more money will have to be taken out of the general fund budget and more cuts to the district will take place. If this recall goes through, it will substantially impact our district's budget. Fact. Students have been used as political pawns to further this group's political agenda. They have spoken out at board meetings, participated in protests and rallies. Students need to know that they are in school to learn. They do not run the district. In a recent ad titled, "Sign the Petition to Recall Charlene Bertalino," 5 points were suggested. The claim that I unilaterally changed the superintendent's contract from 1 to 5 years is a blatant lie. Board of Education legal minutes for the approval of the contract specified 5 years. This action was approved by the collective action of a lawfully seated Board of Education. Knowledgeable people understand that no individual Board of Education member has the right to change a contract. I find the allegation very despicable. Regarding superintendent certification in Colorado, Dr. Rodriguez has had superintendent certification from 3 states, Maryland, Texas, and New Mexico. The certifications from Texas and New Mexico are active. His belief that the statute of reciprocity between Colorado and New Mexico was sufficient, the superintendent did not apply for the Colorado certification until the end of the school year, when he found out that he did in fact have to apply. The application is currently in process. 3. Regarding the reassignment of principals and suggesting retaliation, the superintendent, according to Board of Education policy and verified by District Legal Counsel, not only has the right but professional responsibility to assign administrative personnel to ensure the district has the right personnel in key positions to achieve the goals of the district. The charge of retaliation is another political tactic designed to mask the real truth and arouse emotion. 4. As regards administrative transfer of teachers, the Trinidad School Board policy GCKA and the negotiated agreement between the Board of Education and the associations was followed explicitly. 5. The claim that I supported the superintendent's violation of board policies is another glittering generality designed to discredit which policies were violated. As all sitting Board of Education members know, at the request by some to clarify the superintendent's actions, District Legal Counsel upheld the authority of the superintendent according to Board of Education policy. It is indeed unfortunate that past Board of Educations has the damaging reputation of micromanaging the operation of the district. The legal record will show that an attempt to change existing policy to allow the Board of Education to make professional personnel decisions failed to pass. Mr. Montera and Mr. Vallejos voted to change the policy. Mr. Torres and I voted against the change. We chose not to support a Board of Education policy change that opens the door for micromanaging. Board of Education members do not possess the required professional expertise to manage an educational program. Intrusion in this arena only increases the potential for political favors and promotes the good old boy system. It is interesting to note we have had 10 superintendents in the last 12 years. If Trinidad Public Education is to emerge as a premier school district, it must adapt, and change. We have been in a student achievement and fiscal crisis for a number of years. I recognize change is extremely difficult for some who may be comfortable with the mentality of doing it as we have always done it. A person once described insanity as doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. Our students and community deserve better. Dr. Rodriguez was hired because he understands educational research and is attempting to establish a new path to renovate our system. Those who resist change are a contradiction of those things that need to change and how student instruction is organized and delivered. I know there is a significant number of knowledgeable staff who recognize this condition. We cannot be deceived by lies and innuendos for political power game. We should not be detracted from the real issues facing Trinidad Public Education. Number 1, improve student academic achievement. Number 2, knowledgeable research-based leadership to help us make mindful adjustments in our educational program. 3, assure that the Board of Education will never return to micromanaging the educational operation. Number 4, never losing sight of the fact that schools should be designed to promote the highest level of student achievement at an individual level. Great communities require great school systems. The future well-being of our community depends on our efforts now. We do have a choice. Do we wish to remain locked in the past, or do we move forward for the benefit of our students? I pledge to continue to work within the letter of Colorado statute and Board of Education policy for the benefit of our students and community. I only ask that I be judged on the facts, not politically motivated lies and innuendo. A person closely associated with the union leadership told Mr. Torres that if we buy out Dr. Rodriguez's contract, that my recall will be withdrawn. Does this speak to the real motivation of CPAC? If I resign from this position, will Mr. Torres be the target of a recall because it will be alleged that he will support another pro-Rodriguez candidate? Will he be the next one? In conclusion, we will continue to do what is best for the district, and that is monitor our budget, continue to improve student learning, value our staff, and make the best decisions for all students. Under my past leadership, we have been able to correct and save the food service that had a direct drain on our budget. We have constructed a balanced budget due to overstaffing and declining enrollment over the past 7 years. Decisions were based on our needs, not preference. We have improved student learning and achievement. We have been able to give a step increase for certified staff and a step increase for support professionals, which was the first in the past 4 years. Thank you. Now, Mr. Torres would like to say a few words.
Good afternoon, everybody. I would like to add, when I got on the school board back in November of 2009, little did I know what we were going to be facing here 3 years later. But as we speak, as I look back to our finances, we started the budget in 2009. We had 3.9 million in our reserves, and which is pretty good, you know. But over the past 2 years, we had enrollment declining, and we were overstaffed, and it's frustrating, you know. But to end this last school year with the $1.5 million fund balance, we had no choice but to balance our budget, and that was a key issue that we had to accomplish. But for people to say that, you know, we have no best interests of our kids and the staff, you know, it's wrong. You know, we're here, we want what's best for our kids and for our staff and for our school. And our community needs to come together, because this, you know, it's this negativity stuff that's going on in the community. It's destroying our community, and we need to be positive to the things that are good. And I just look back and I said, you know, I was like, being on the school board is a real tough task, but you know, I know why I'm here, because I want what's best, and I'm honest and open, and I think what we're doing is the correct thing that needs to be done in this district, and that's all I have to say. Thank you.
Are you taking any questions?
Yes.
You have anything to say?
Yeah. Mrs. Bertalino, did you ever feel that the movement against you was personal? That the TPing of your house, that these were personal attacks?
Yes, I do.
You and your family?
Yes, I do.
All right.
And that was one of many.
All right. How can the district move forward from this point, given what we got now?
Well, I think we've been honest with you. The recall movement right now is costing the district money, and it's going to be taken away. The money's going to be taken away out of the general fund. We're going to have less operating money. We have been proved, we've proved by the 5 points that I gave you of the positive things that we're doing. We have got to continue in that direction for the sake of our kids.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Go ahead.
My name is Bob Doreen. I have a couple of quick questions.
Yes, sir.
Number one, I know it's difficult, but I'd like you to, you've mentioned some of the lies that were made about you, but there's one, probably the most vicious lie, and many people might not know about that lie. Are you willing to tell what that lie is?
Absolutely. A rumor was started about me having an affair with Dr. Rodriguez, which was very hurtful to my family. And I have my daughter sitting right over there right now. I've been married to my husband for over 22 years. I've been with him for over 30 years. I took a vow, and I take my vows very, very seriously. No, I am not having an affair with Dr. Rodriguez, and how dare people stoop that low.
And my second question is, there's been a lot of confusion, might be the word, or innuendo, or downright statements that Compass Learning is not good. Is there any evidence after the first year that Compass Learning helped our kids?
Yes, we have the data. We have the data to support that. In fact, Dr. Rodriguez, I believe he shared this with a board meeting, but we do have that data, and we will definitely get it out. It has proved it has helped, yes.
In spite of the fact that students say that it's demeaning.
In spite of the fact.
If you suppose there's some students who say it's helpful.
Yes, I have talked to quite a few.
I've heard some myself.
I have heard quite a few, yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Doring.
Charlene, you have 5 days, I believe, after the signatures are certified to resign. If the signatures are verified, are you going to resign or are you going to stick it out?
I'll make that decision when that happens.
So that's a possibility?
I'm not saying it's a possibility. I said that decision hasn't been made.
Okay, Manuel, question for you. You said there's a lot of negativity in the community. Do you believe in the freedom of the press?
Yes, I do.
Okay, that's all I need.
Yeah.
Mike?
You said the recall is costing the district money out of the general fund. Do you know approximately how much money the recall is costing the district?
I don't have the exact figures, but I was told it would be in the thousands for just validating the signatures. Because that has to be paid to the clerk's office for the time that they spent doing that.
And one more question. You mentioned that there was a school on an implementation plan by the state. Is that correct?
The letter that was sent
Yeah.
by the CDE, the county, the deputy commissioner, yes.
Which school was that?
Fisher Speak Elementary.
Thank you.
Charlene, this question directed to both you and Board Member Torres. Now that you've had your press conference, both sides have seemingly got their day in the public. What is it going to take now to bring the sides together, to try to bring this district together for the teachers and the students and for the board for that matter?
It's a good question. We've always tried to work professionally as a board. I think it's an individual idea. That's your own perception. If you choose to work as a board, you do that. If you choose not to, that's your choice. The bottom line is what's best for students. Is that are we doing what's best for students? Because that's why we're here.
Next question is how can you guys, the board, come together and bridge the gap between the community and Dr. Rodriguez, or the quote-unquote bridge between Dr. Rodriguez and the community, to try to bring the school district together to move forward?
We're open to anything. I mean, we actually at one point realized that this had happened back in the spring, and we were open to the Trinidad Community Foundation coming in and working with us, and that was not received well by all board members. Anything that would be of help, I believe we're open to, because of the fact that we are here for the best interest of students. We are here to work with them. And if the motive is just to get rid of Dr. Rodriguez, that's not the right reason.
Can I respond to
Yes, sir.
the question regarding the rift between the community and Dr. Rodriguez? I don't think that that's an accurate assessment on your part or in the listeners' part. I believe that there are some factions in the community who would rather be the decision makers as opposed to having the Board of Education and the superintendent. I believe that some of these factions have been doing their own agenda decision-making and their own political motives, and their agenda is what is driving their negative, distorted emotions and commentary in order to emote negative emotions in the community, and it's based on a group of factions, a group of people. I don't want to put that whole blame on the community. We've got a lot of individuals, we've got very good leadership in the community. It's not about the community as a whole, it's about a group of adults who are being impacted negatively because, quite frankly, their decision-making has always been for their own self-aggrandizement, and that is something that has got to change in order to benefit the needs of the kids and move the student forward.
Thank you.
A couple more questions. Okay, do you guys have any preliminary numbers, current numbers on how many students have left the district?
Yes, they were presented at the last board meeting.
Okay, I left early. So how many students have left the district?
I don't have that, but Tom, you're asking for 1 year. This has been an ongoing process. We have documentation that goes back to 7 years where we had declining enrollment, and it's happening all across the state. But we can get that information for you about this
Well,
year.
and just the students that have gone to other schools
We
in
have it
the
broken
county?
down, yes.
Okay, okay.
It's 176 prior to this year. 176 kids last year were not in this district, not in this district who live in this district. In other words, they left the district prior to Dr. Rodriguez.
Is this going to affect the budget?
Absolutely.
Okay. I don't have anything else.
In what ways has these, as Dr. Rodriguez called them, factions, hurt the Board of Education's ability to do their day-to-day operation effectively? Has it hurt you guys in any way?
No, we just put aside all emotion and just focus on the facts that's before us, and we want to do what's best for our district.
We focus on data. We're data-driven. We're not emotion-driven. Thank you, gentlemen and ladies, for attending. Appreciate it.